Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. Welcome everyone to Galaxii, or is it 20-minute discussions with Galaxii Boii and guests. I'm gonna have to fix the logo.
Yeah, we good?
We got you guys might be familiar with some of these artists that are in here right now. I've interviewed all of them in the 20-minute chats podcast. One sec, let me turn this down too loud. There we go. And let me introduce them. You guys already know them. I got AG Raps, Gooty, Seven Figures, great spirits, great energies. You know, I brought you guys all here today because you guys all have similar ways of thinking. AM couldn't make it, due to, his job and whatnot, but I got the next best thing. I got AG. Don't leave me hanging, bro.
I thought you were introducing. I didn't know. No, that's me.
Anyway, how's everyone doing today?
Doing awesome.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Great start to the day.
Honestly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I didn't want to get up, man. I was early up in the morning. I was like 10 degrees in my house.
Cold?
Oh, yeah, cold as shit.
Cold as fuck.
Yeah. You guys are fucking funny, bro. But, the whole goal of this, make sure to like, subscribe. Cue the graphics.
Smash that like button.
But the goal of this whole podcast is to bring, I was thinking in my head, I was like, how can I want another podcast, but I also wanted to, I don't know. It just hit me. It just like, spitballing. I was like, that makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
Why don't I just bring, it's almost like a reunion for like a TV show.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, well, what are we going to talk about? What can we do? What's the purpose? There needs to be a purpose for something, a necessity. And so I want people to, meet each other, gain, friendships and stuff like that. I don't know, become best friends and some shit, collaborations. And then, it's always good to peek across and see, hey, what are you doing? What am I doing wrong? How can I do better? But yeah, man, everyone's looking fresh as fuck today.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate it.
I love it.
Wearing my new kicks. This is the first time
I don't
I'm
care,
wearing it.
AG. This is what AG looks like. He's looking sick. Anyway, first, I got a couple topics that I want to discuss. Nothing too crazy, but I usually like to go off the rip. But I was like, you know what? Let me specify a little bit on some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kept it classified.
Kept it classified. Did not want it to. Dewey wanted to, be prepped because he's always nervous for an interview. You don't know what's gonna be thrown at him. First question is: do you think Yakima will ever be the center of hip hop, like Atlanta or like a New York? Ooh. And if not, what's it gonna take to do that? Gooty.
Damn, I think one thing that you kind of hear when you think of, landmarks and states and stuff is like danger, I guess. In Illinois, you got Chicago, Chirac, and Georgia, you got Atlanta. Atlanta's known for a lot of violent activity type of stuff. Yeah, it's just kind of how it goes. There is eras though, we had the era with like smoking and all that shit. We had Wiz, Mac coming out of Pittsburgh. It wasn't really violence. Also, Kid Cudi was coming up at that time too. So it kind of just comes and goes. And I feel like if it's going the way it is right now, it has potential. We have a lot of drill beats coming out of like New York and like Detroit. So I think maybe if we kind of keep up with the times and kind of evolve with it, then maybe. But there is also a lot of the same sound when it comes to people that are affiliated in that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Whenever I do hear that kind of stuff locally, it all just kind of sounds really similar to me. A lot of just shoreline type beats, which is like what people tell me to get onto. So that's how I kind of know that.
Yeah.
What do you think, Seven?
Let me see.
Because there's a lot of gangster rap in here. It tends to be too, like Dark World. Shout out Dark World. It's very saturated with that sound.
You're right. Yeah. So I would say, since you brought that up, I do see there's like different types of artists that do have potential, like in Yakima Valley, because they all have their own. And I do know that there's gangster rappers, down in the valley. And I feel like one day, Yakima does have the potential. I feel like it should because it's pretty well known. Like it's right in the middle of Washington, and I feel like one day it will.
Yeah, because right now it's Seattle. It's like, all right, that's cool. What about Yakima, though?
Yeah.
You know? And then you have Tri-Cities. You know, Tri-Cities are starting to come out a little more.
Shout out Karma.
Hey.
Yeah, shout out Karma.
See?
The boy.
And, you know, I didn't really know a lot of artists out here. And now they're just all popping up out of the fucking blue. I think it's just because people have been, like, you know, grinding for the longest time. And then their music are slowly getting better. And people, you know, everyone grew together almost.
Honestly, yeah. You're right.
You have any thoughts, AG? Before,
like I guess there's a market for everything. So like if Yakima doesn't stay specific on one thing, and like the range is just really open, it gives us a bigger shot at like actually putting Yakima on the map, essentially, you know. So like, just for an example, Dark World, because that's the first thing I can think of, is like his sound's completely different, and say he reaches a market so big that he just like fucking blows up, you know.
He's good at it too.
Exactly.
He's good at it.
So I guess whatever hits, and it's just that perfect, like
having multiple targets hit the fucking same thing,
Exactly.
and then eventually someone's gonna hit it.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of it wrapped up in a shell.
Yeah. I saw you throwing the thing. I was like, targets?
Bullseye.
No, this is dope. This is exactly what I wanted. All right, now to the next topic is. Fuck, well, this is dope. I already know who we're going to say on this one. Who is a young and up-and-coming artist that we should show light to, and who other people should be willing to give an open hand to?
Respectfully, are we talking only locally?
We're talking locally, right now.
We're only talking locally.
I mean, you can be in the state.
Young artists, obviously Dark World, just because it's that difference. It's that I feel like nobody else in the Valley can hit that the way he does. I don't know. I've seen on his Instagram he gets like attention from some of his favorite bands and artists and stuff, and that's dope as fuck. Yeah. It's dope as fuck to be able to get that, and it's hard though. It's hard because once you have a artist that's mainstream in their little lane, and they show somebody of a small market that attention, it shows you're doing the right thing. You're going in the right direction. So if I feel like there's somebody in the Valley that is getting attention and will eventually do something like that, is him, without a doubt, just because of that.
Yeah.
How about you, Seven?
I mean, I would just say the same thing. Just the same thing. Just Dark World, and it's just insane.
Oh, pressure's on you, AG. Where you going? Where you going with this? All your music friends are looking at you right now. Bro, when you show me up.
The question was like young and upcoming artists, right?
Yeah. That should be like other people should. You know, it's kind of giving out like a cosign.
Quick shout out to Levi. Levi's nasty with it.
Oh,
Levi Barilla?
Yep.
Yeah.
Levi's nasty with
Yep.
it.
You guys have that song you guys did together, right?
Let me get that little background real quick. So his dad knows my dad from jail, prison, past times. They grew up together, type of thing. When he ended up getting out of jail, Levi's dad, he was working at McDonald's with my homeboy. So I met him through there. We would go hoop and stuff, and he knew I did music, so he was like, check out my son's song, and I kind of put it off. I'm not gonna lie. I was
like, whatever.
Not even like that. It was just more, I don't really want to focus on somebody else's music right now. I was working on my tape at the time, like kind of writing my own stuff. Yeah. But I was also like in a block, so I was like, that's why I feel like I didn't really want to. I was in a real big stoppage, right? I guess I couldn't get anything out.
And what project is that you saying?
Mute. That was Mute at the time.
All right, check it in the description.
Shameless
plug.
And I ended up listening to it. His dad pulled it up on his phone after I just kind of kept pushing it off, and I was like, all right, bet. So I listened to it, and I was like, oh shit, this shit's nice. And I remember thinking, I'm feeling very lovey-dovey, I guess. That's kind of what I wanted to write. So I heard that song, and I was like, hey, bro, let me remix this. Let me get a verse on it. He was like, hell yeah, let's do it. So that's how that happened. He sent me the beat. I kind of made a space in between his verse and took a part of that beat, put it in there, and then just went from there.
History.
Yeah.
It's a dope track, by the way.
Appreciate it, bro. I feel like nobody's really heard it, but I guess I'm kind of slept on it too. Yeah, I fuck with that song heavy. That's one of my favorite verses.
Keep pushing. Exactly, you gotta push it as much as you love it, man.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the topic at hand, though.
But
topic at hand.
But it's good though. That's what it's for. It's good to go, bounce off,
Yeah.
But no, who would you highlight right now?
honestly,
You can get multiple. It's alright.
multiple. I would go with 3. So my top 3, and they're not in like. There's no order to it, but like the first thing I can think off my head is Daniel Rincon and Deuce and A Junior, because they, the way I've spent time with these people, and like I've got to see their ethic and their passion towards the music and the way they actually work towards it, and like that like they've inspired me to like fucking push my career a little bit further. But those 3 people actually like are really about their craft, and they're, you know, it's not that nobody's about their craft, but like the way they were about it just kind of like attracted me.
Left an impression.
That focus is different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They left an impression. Like their ethic just kind of like made me, oh shit, like these people like actually are about music. Yeah. Not scared, but
You're like, whoa.
But
you're not like normal people.
like he said, like there's a I don't really listen to a lot of other people's music, not because like I'm hating, but it's just like I want to like make my music, and you know, when I listen to other people, I'm like, all right, that's dope, and like I feel like my influence starts coming out from other places. But I don't know, I feel like I want to keep my influence pure, like in my own mind, and like not recreate other people's stuff, but create some new stuff that's coming out of my that exactly. But no, those 3 people, dude, are hard, and like even these people here like are fucking hard, and it's just that's the thing that I could think off my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
I
shout
like
out.
that.
Good shout out. That's well thought out. You guys came prepared today. This is what I like. You know,
Yeah.
This is what I can talk to you forever. Talk to all of you guys forever, bro. Off camera, all the time, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad I'm capturing this shit. Anyway, what makes a great artist? Damn, tell me why I fucking nap this shit so well.
All right.
What makes a great artist?
It really just comes down to like, in terms of artists that I've always liked and kind of listened to, and even now artists that I'm starting to like, they've kept true to themselves. They've never really lied about shit, and they've kept it real all the way through. So examples, J. Cole, Lil Baby, Mac Miller, those 3 off the top of my head.
Yeah.
J. Cole, even on his latest album, he's talking about, why don't you talk about shit you're really going through? You're being broke right now, you're having troubles, and then he's like, that's the shit I respect more than lying about fucking having what you don't have. And then Lil Baby talking about, he said, he dropped the line on fucking it was either Wants and Needs or Pride is the Devil. He goes, I'm addicted to promethazine. It's crazy, yeah, I know it. Like
real, but
yeah, like he's fucking keeping true to who he is. He's like, I'm fucking up, but I know it's fucking nuts. And he puts it in his shit, and he's even talking about, it's Pride is the Devil, because he's talking about, I'm making all this money, I'm helping my family, I can't let all this shit that was fucking me up fuck it up now. And Mac Miller too, bro. Just his mentality, his mental issues, things he was going through. He kept that fucking real in his songs. One big example I give is Weekend with Miguel, because that song's supposed to be like his first mainstream type of, we're going to put out a party song, we want you to hype the club up. In that song he says, I've been having trouble sleeping, battling these demons, wondering what's the thing that keeps me breathing. Is it money, fame, or neither? Bro, that's fucking real. That's fucking real. And a song where you hear it and you're like, it's the weekend, I'm gonna go get drunk. But that's shit that he kept real to himself. And I think what makes a great artist is being able to do that. Talk about what you're going through and being able to put that into words and not just write shit just to write shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you can write shit just to write shit, but if that's all you're doing, then what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys say something? I can see you reaching in there.
Now let me see. I know. I was just thinking. No, let me see. I would say a great artist would be, just someone who's.
Facts though, good.
Yeah, that was actually really. That was actually really.
That was fucking. That was good. Right, go ahead.
I would say just someone who has that faith in them. Just someone who knows like not to stop. Just at what anyone says, and I feel like also just someone who can market as well, like someone who knows, who's dedicated to every single thing. Like, I think that's really it. Just like someone.
It's simple, bro.
It's just someone who believes in themselves. That's really all you need. Like no matter what anyone says, because that's how I do it. Just like knowing.
Make sure you're talking in that mic.
Yeah,
I know it's so low. I know it probably gonna hurt your back by the time.
No, it's all good. But just someone who believes in themselves. That's really it at the end of the day, and that's all I think about every day. Just like just me.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, AJ? You got any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this next this question kind of like stems from that first one of like, what like those people who I feel are standing out, and I guess that's just what makes a good artist. Somebody who's like consistent, true, you know, and like they said, like are just they're not trying to sugarcoat anything. They're like giving the truth, even if it sounds stupid, not so like necessarily dumb lines, but just like lines that are actually true. People hear them, they're like, oh shit, like that's actually like something they're actually going through. I think if people do that and are just completely genuine and they're fucking consistent, they're passionate about it, that's what like makes people gravitate towards them. You know, like those three artists I was talking about, like their music, I gravitate towards it because of like how their like their ethic towards it and the way they push themselves towards it. I guess that just what I think makes a good artist.
Yeah. Just
They're kind of like the passion towards it.
yeah.
And like fucking Nothing Better, aka Daniel Rincon, he's just like he will dump out projects, like, and maybe get like 30 listens, but he does it for the love. He does it. He stays true to himself. Like he showed me a record, and then he's like talking about roaches in a fucking like can, roaches coming out of it like while he's trying to have sex, and I'm like, I thought he was fucking around. And he's like, nah, bro, that actually happened, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking, I was talking to this girl, and this roach. He like we had roaches in our house, and he was talking about it, and I was like, oh shit, I thought you were just making a story. He's like, nah, bro, and he just got creative with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just cut out the whole time. He's about to start. He's about to.
Every time I'm like I'm about to say something, just
Oh no. And then I think this is a dope one for you, Seven Figures. What makes a great human being?
A great human being. Damn. I think
Because you're all about this positivity. You're one of the positive dudes I fucking know. Anytime and you're like, boom, what's up, motherfucker?
what it just comes down to is just self-guidance and just reading. I believe just taking the time to read books. I know it sounds cliche, but I mean, who else are you gonna learn from? I mean, I think the best master is just from actually. Well, it's an author, so someone else wrote it. But if you can take into consideration about how to change it for yourself, then I mean, to improve yourself, and then I mean that's a good human being. That's like someone like if you can control just your emotions and everything like that, like just a good human. Just everything's logical. It's not because emotions will go away. Emotions like with time they'll just disappear. So it's better to just take control of your mind. Just take control of everything around you, and I feel like you could, and that's what makes a good human being, I would say. Yeah, and then it's just and the whole point of this podcast, I wanted to talk about music, but we are also human beings, and I want to know perspectives on things, and I was like, I want to learn too. I want to learn what people's thoughts are on life, and what is a human being, and some people get lost in their ego and or lost in what people think, and I just. Because the listeners want to know what we think, and if we can better these people in any way, that'd be great, man. And like I said, it's ideologies. So good. What makes a great human being?
So
he's like, I got plenty to say.
So it's kind of going into what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound cocky, but
No.
I quote myself in this song, "Idealistic" that I did. So I actually got the name from a line that I wrote. I didn't name the song until after I wrote it and recorded it and everything. I have a line where I go, working on myself, that's idealistic. And then the cover is a crumpled up piece of paper, like unraveled. And it's the word idealistic with the definition, unrealistically aiming for perfection. So just constant work on yourself, being able to see where your wrongs are and right them, being able to see where you made a mistake along the way and not wanting to repeat that mistake. It's all just wisdom.
Yeah.
It's something you gain along the way. People pick it up at different paces, and it is what it is. But as much as you work on yourself, you can never really be perfect. As long as you work on yourself consistently and want to be as good as you can possibly get. That's really all it takes to make yourself a good person, I think.
That's right. I don't believe there's like a top. You just always improve.
Exactly.
Always improve. Just always.
I like
that. There's no
'Cause
limit.
we always assume when I get here, it'll be fine. When I get there, it'll be fine.
Well, because the reasoning behind the crumpled up piece of paper on the cover is because my idea behind that was unrealistically aiming for perfection. If you crumple up a piece of paper and try to undo it, is it ever going to be flat again? Probably not.
Ooh,
but you can always work on it to try to get it as good as you need it to be.
Who says Gooty don't think about his album covers?
that was good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Everything is symbolic.
And like I don't know if you've seen like even like broken glass. Like you could put like a broken wine glass together, but it won't look the same.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Man, we kind of deep here.
Yeah.
What makes a great human being, Aaron?
I mean, there's
He's like, I can't talk that shit.
But honestly, yeah, somebody who's willing to see like a problem and taking the initiative to fix it, whether it be your anything, dude. Like, I love reading books too. I just got into reading books last year, and you know, I started reading books, and
I gotta get in the reading,
like
bro.
the first book I read was about like relationships and marriage and all this stuff, and just like learning about it, and I was like, oh damn, like I've been doing some stuff wrong for my whole life, and like things like enigmas that I grew up believing, and like just knowing that I have the power in my mind to fix it and change it, and totally. I guess somebody who's willing to do that, like that makes a great person. You know, even if they're not perfect, they're doing the best they can, and no one can do better than that because that's their best.
Willpower,
Exactly. And I said in a song too that shout out to AM and Big Tony for
quote
it.
ourselves. Fuck these people. No one else gonna do it.
There's a song they got me on their Pacific Northwest album, and I was kind of iffy about it, putting it out there, but it was like, what did it say? If they're like, I said something around the lines of like saying, if I were to tell you what I actually meant, there'd be a lot of people mad at me solely based on the fact you can't surpass even half of me. Woo, it was like, I felt, I didn't want to be cocky saying that, but it's like, it is true. No one can do better. Like, no one can surpass even half of what I'm doing because it's my best. And it's me, you know, me doing my own best and reaching my own idealistic standards of perfection. So, like, I want everybody to believe that. Like, there's nobody better than you, but you're doing the best that you can, so no one can be better than you.
Yeah.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't see it as I guess I just see it as self-confidence. That's how I see it. Like whenever like we talked about that with ourselves, and I feel like that's one of the things you need, because if you don't have that, then you know what else? Like what else is there?
Yeah, you're just a hollow soul.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And next topic, which is great within the human experience, is how do you guys deal with criticism and ego and balancing out or like trying to figure out when ego is appropriate for the situation. Go ahead, Gooty. He's been smacking. He's been preaching. Preach a Gooty.
Well, I'm always open to constructive criticism, and that's my biggest thing. Whenever somebody listens to my music and they're like, "Oh, I liked it," and I'm like, "Okay, but was there anything that you felt like was off about it? Anything that you liked specifically? Anything like that?" And the one I hate the most is, "No, it was good."
Damn.
The fuck? Okay, but I need to improve my sound always. So I'm always open to constructive criticism. I'm never one to turn it down. I'm one to debate it. If I feel like something was done in my song and I did it intentionally, or I feel like it was how I heard it in my head, then I'll let them know that, and I'll let them know if you think it sounds better, then I'll try to do it the next time I make a song. But if I don't like how it sounds, I'm not gonna do it. So I'm always one to take ideas. I'm always one to constructive criticism about any track, about any project, and even names of songs, anything like that. Like, just because I do covers myself, I write my own fucking shit. I hit up my own local little producers. I have some dudes who I have like outside of the state and stuff, but for the most part, it's pretty local. And I do my own, like, I set up my own shows. I set up my own. Yeah. I do everything on my own.
No one else is going to do it for you.
That's why.
No one's going to believe in you more than you.
So as long as anybody has any sort of, like, oh, well, you can do it better this way. It can be done this way. you did it wrong because you did this, then I'm always open to ideas like that. And when it comes to the ego, it's always like, I know me, I know what I'm capable of. If somebody tells me you did this song and it sounded like this, okay, because that's how I meant to write it. Mm-hmm. And I knew what I was putting into it. I'll agree if somebody's like, oh, would it sound better? I'm like, damn, you're right, I fucked up. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, it's like, if I know how I wanted something to come out, I'm gonna defend it regardless. And I don't call it ego. I call it the creative process that went the way I wanted it to go.
Yeah.
Nice.
And if that's ego and fucking being cocky, then so be it. But I'm trying to do what I want to do. I'm not trying to do. And it always circles back to you should do shoreline music. You should make music like that. I don't want to make the same fucking sound as 30 other people in this fucking city.
Yeah.
I've done it once only because people kept telling me you should do it. You should do it. Oh, you can't do it? Is that why you can't do it? So I made that song No Bitchin' on my SoundCloud. Then I promoted it like a day, and I haven't done it since. I don't really like it just because it's shoreline Bay Area sounding.
Yeah, is that what you want?
And I made that song in 10 minutes. Like when I say I made that song in 10 minutes, it's on SoundCloud. I found the beat on YouTube, wrote that shit in 10 minutes, recorded it in 10 minutes, put it out after mixing in 10 minutes. Yep. That shit was the fastest song I ever made in my life. Yeah. Just for people to be like, oh, you can't make... Fuck you guys, I'm going to do it then. And I call it No Bitchin' for those people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's good. I was...
It's, like I said, it always circles back to that. Oh, well, you should do this. Okay, I'm going to do it because you told me. And I've had like everybody else tell me, shut the fuck up about that genre. I'm not going to do no more of that genre.
Stop fucking telling Gooty to do Shoreline Mafia shit. Alright? Now go look at mute in the description.
Y'all ever hear that from people around here?
What?
About doing that kind of sound?
Couple times.
So, yeah.
You have?
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I don't know if I have, but people don't really talk to me, so.
I feel that.
It's good though. It's good.
So you said
how do you deal with ego and criticism?
Okay, I just had to deal with this last week. Okay. All right, so I would say with criticism.
What was the situation? Could you elaborate without saying names?
No, yeah. So it's just whatever.
Like mom.
No.
I'm coming for you, mom.
No.
Actually getting beef on the podcast. Drop names. Write them down. Put them at the screen. It was him.
It was him.
Oh shit.
No, man. I just see I see because whatever I speak and like just whatever I record, just anything, it's 100% me, 100% confidence. Like it's just whatever I want, and I don't care what else people what they want, because it doesn't matter. It's my it's every single person's life. So when I take criticism, I see it as a backhanded compliment. Like it's just it's no matter what, it's compliment. Like they say it might be trash, but it's like, okay, at least you took the time to listen. At least you took the time.
And that's where that what didn't you like about it comes into play.
Yeah.
But they don't want to say that.
Yeah, but they don't want to say it.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why and I think the people that are driven, the people that are like if I were listening to your guys' music, I'd be like, oh, this is what I like, this is da-da-da-da. Like this is something maybe you could do, or maybe I think I like you could do. I feel like when someone is like that, like people are like that, like themselves, then they're destined for great things, because they don't care. Like I don't care about criticism about me, so I'll give you criticism about you. But it's not like any bad thing. It's just what I think, and it's just like basically a backhanded compliment. It's just what you could. Okay, I'll think about it. I'll see. Okay, you said it's wrong, but I'll see. But I mean, I won't care. But I'll still see like if I could make it something better for me. Sorry.
I heard you. I'm gonna take it into consideration, but you're out of the equation at this point.
Yeah. It's just basically it.
Slash.
Go ahead,
AG. Tap in. How do you deal with ego and criticism, and when is the right time to accept that criticism?
Is the ego coming from other people, right? Or is
it's within yourself.
Yeah.
I know. So what I like to do is I know what it takes to kill an ego. So I do my very best to try and kill my own in front of people, and let people know that essentially I'm not shit, but also I am shit. So when even with like cutting hair, that's my first question. Like, I know you see my haircut, but like, what do you think about it? Like, give me the complete truth. Like, I've had people tell me like, yo, your haircuts suck ass. Like you like that shit. And like when I would hear those things, I'm like, thank you. Like, I needed somebody to tell me I was shit, you know?
What was bad about it? Shit was uneven, dog. Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
Because
Because if they keep going and going, saying, yeah, it's dope, it's dope, it's dope, I'm going to keep fucking haircuts up. Like, my haircuts are going to be fucked up forever, you know, until someone says, hey, the line's crooked. Oh, right. And then now my haircuts are never going to be crooked. And that's what I try to do is, like, kill my own ego and, like, let other people know without me saying anything. It's like, I have no ego. I hope that no one around here has an ego, and like, let's proceed forward. And like,
can I get a question in before I move too far on this?
Go ahead.
So it comes to like what you said about like, if you tell me, then I'm gonna fix it. Do you ever start second guessing yourself and like overthinking it?
Dude, I'm an overthinker. I'm an overthinker about anything. Like, even if people are like, yo, this shit's clean, I'm like, stop fucking lying. Like, you're lying to me. Like, but
tell
then
me something bad.
I have to, like, you know,
self-deprecate.
The way I
tell me I'm a piece of shit.
those things, I'm like, okay, like, maybe it was clean. And, you know, I'll look at the things that, you know, they might not notice. I'm like, all right, next time I'll fix that. But in the meantime, it's a clean cut, you know. In the meantime, it's a dope song. You know, obviously, you're going to have another chance, because you're never going to quit. You're never going to quit doing what you love. So, taking those compliments, those backhanded compliments, and just keep rolling with it. And, you know, just put, I don't know, like, I've had ego, and, you know, when I've heard people who are, like, hella confident, I'm like, they're just cocky. I'm like, that's my own fucking ego, like, just talking. So I try and kill that. I'm like, yo, they're confident. That's a confident motherfucker right there. And, you know, what are they doing that I'm not? And, like, you know, it's all within ourselves, you know. No one's going to do it for us.
Alright, we'll restart this camera real quick. Alright. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. When is the right time to start charging for your verses or your production engineering? Go ahead, Gooty. Go ahead. Go ahead, Gooty. When's the right time?
For me, it's always personally, to be honest. It's always just when you think you're ready and when you think you're confident enough to start, because people will argue it. Whether you think so or not, bro, people will argue, oh, well, I don't think I should be paying that much, or I didn't know you were charging, or shit like that. So then that's like when that was fine line of cockiness and like self-awareness kind of comes into play. So like, oh, well, I don't think you should be charging. All right, bro, if you look at my resume, then you might think so. That feature with M Status, feature with Mark Battles, opening for Mark Battles, opening for Mozzie, just 4 things right there. I ask like $20-$30 a feature, depending on the person. If I know the person, I'll even do it for free.
You meant 100, 300.
I should. But shit like that, and it's just once people hear that, oh, I didn't know you opened for Mozzie. I didn't. Okay, well, I'll get back to you, bro. It's always shit like that. They won't. But as soon as you humble their ass, it's kind of like I shouldn't. I could not be charging, but I'm going to, because the work I will put into a song that you send me is work I could be putting into my own shit. It's effort I could be putting into something that's along my lines. And the fact that you want me to follow along a song you want to give me throws me off. So you got to pay me for my attention at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
7, you got something to say?
No, yeah. I mean, I would say just I would say, like, personally, I would say, you know, once you have a good resume, or like once, you know, you do get good numbers or whatever, I would just say, because, you know, I'm a business. So yeah, I wouldn't, like, honestly, I would just say 200. I would say 200 because I would rather spend my time doing like my stuff, but like I'm intrigued that you want me on your song, and like I of course I'm gonna put a price. You know, you got to put a price on it because I take myself serious, and I'll take your song and I'm gonna take the song serious. Yeah. So no matter what, you got to put a price on it. It's a business. Yeah, we got other shit to fucking do. We have our own we have, some of us have a 9 to 5 we got to go to, and then our time that we have to just even work on music is freaking thin. Yeah. And so you tell me I want to do you a fucking favor? Nah, run that shit up. No, me and AG were having this conversation. I'm glad we're bringing it up because I'm glad to hear your guys' opinions. But AG, go ahead and tap in. What do you got to say here?
About charging?
About charging, when's the right time?
This might not relate too much because it's about haircuts because I'm a barber on the side.
Same thing.
It's business, yeah. And like when people come in and they're like, "Can I get a haircut?" and they want a haircut. First of all, they want quality. They want it done in a timely manner, and they want like good service. And the way I was seeing it the other day, like somebody came in and they were like, "How much do you charge for a haircut?" And I pointed to the sign, and they're like, "Oh, like never mind." They walked out, and I was like,
"Okay." I'm not gonna lie. I hate going to a barbershop. There's like $30-$40. I hate that. Bro.
True.
I remember the days when it was $15, $10.
15.
Yeah, but okay, exactly. I get what you're saying. I understand. I felt that same exact way. I felt the same way, but like it started hitting me. And I remember when I first started cutting hair, it would take me 2 to like 2.5 hours to complete a haircut, a shitty haircut, in that case. Yeah. And I wanted to better myself. I wanted to have a clean ass haircut done within 20 to 35 minutes, and in my garage, in the backyards and basements, nobody saw me for like 9 years doing those cuts. Nobody saw me putting in 10,000 hours of work, in order to reach that standard. And so when they come in and they're like, "Nah, I'm not going to pay your price because that's too much." I'm like, "Well, I put in the work, and I'm giving you this amazing product and this haircut done in a timely manner. So, I'm not going to move on my price, That's what it is what it is. Yeah. And somebody else can walk in and they're going to take me. They're going to take it. So I'm not going to waiver my price because I know that the time that I've put in and the time I'm putting in, I'm in school right now. I'm paying, it's a $15,000 class. And I'm like, this shit ain't free, I got to pay my stuff. I got to get my stuff done too. Mm-hmm. And this is just what it costs in order for you to receive my service. And, I'm not going to waiver on it. It is what it is. I'm going to have people. And also another thing a barber said,
go off.
He's like, he was saying that, it was funny. Once I raised my price, all my picky clients left. And he started getting overbooked. And I'm like, So once we start raising ourselves, like putting ourselves higher, people are like, you know what? That shit's actually worth that much. His feature's actually worth that price. Yeah. I'm going to pay that. And I might, throw a little incentive in there. But, stay true to your price. Stay true to your price.
Stay true to your price. Yeah. And I was telling him, I was like, because he came to mix my shit. I was like, fuck, I feel like I should fucking pay you the way you fucking just came here and cleaned up my shit. I was like, and then we had this crazy, like, 2-hour conversation about, like, all right, well, how do you walk this line of, hey, I want to do this for you, but, like, just trying to balance the ego, like, oh, I deserve this much,
No, yeah.
But it's also just a self-confident thing, and, like, you know what? It's like me walking into a barbershop, like, hey, you want to give me a haircut? And it's not free.
Yeah, true.
Or, it's like walking into a store and grabbing something. All right, it's not free. It's there's something behind it.
Yeah, it took progression to get progression to get that good. So yeah, you need the value for it. It makes sense. It only makes sense.
I'm glad. We're gonna walk away from here with self-value within ourselves. Yeah. I hear Gooty's like, "Hey, bro, that interview is gonna charge you up a little bit, buddy."
My price is going up.
He's like, my price is going up. He's like, I'll send you the invoice. No, that's good. I can't. My career just goes down. Everyone's like, "Hey, yo, bro, I saw that interview, bro." He's like, run it up. That's just real funny. All right, let's go back to a real topic. How do you? This will probably be the final topic, and then we'll call it wraps. But how do you deal with? Let me see. What is this? How you deal with depression and trauma on your regular day life, and what would you tell someone that is going through that right now? Go ahead, good. You've been starting these out. Go ahead. Because I think we all have trauma within ourselves, insecurities, and just, stuff that we've dealt with, and then we carry like a fucking on our sleeves throughout our lives.
And I don't know how you two are, but I feel AG on the overthinking, bro. Simplest shit. I'm going to go to the store. Fuck, well, what if somebody looks at me funny because what I'm wearing? Let me go change real quick. Well, fuck, what if I don't have my wallet on me? Fuck, where are my keys at? should I smoke before I go? Should I smoke after? Should I roll so I can light? And then I'm like, I'm not even gonna fucking go no more. It's been 30 minutes.
Oh,
So I just fucking end up staying home and shit. It's just that little overthinking that like kind of kicks into everything, and that gets your anxiety going. Once your anxiety gets going, you start getting like paranoid or scared, or almost like in a way where you're just hella nervous, and you're like, you start questioning things. And then when you start questioning things, you fall into that rabbit hole of start questioning yourself. And it's crazy how little shit can just lead you down to like an hour and a half worth of just, fuck, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And it's nuts how that shit kind of hits. But one thing I found is writing helps everything. So mute, like the mixtape, MUTE, music usually tells everything. So that's where I kind of came from. Because as a kid, I was bullied a lot. I didn't get much attention from like cousins and shit. I was always kind of left out, and I was like, in a sense, a middle child in a way. There was my uncle born 95, cousin 96, cousin 97. I was 98, and then three more 99 or 2000, 2001. So I was in that weird line of, if I kick it with the younger kids, I'm gonna be looked at funny. If I kick it with the older kids, they're gonna fuck with me. So I was just kind of by myself a lot. My dad was in jail a lot. My mom was working 2 jobs. I didn't really had no friends and stuff. I was bullied a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
Then my sister didn't like me. I didn't kick it with nobody, bro. So it was a lot of just lonely time thinking. Music got me out of that funk I was in when I was a kid. So I can honestly say I've probably been depressed for about 13 years of my life, easy, since like about 10 years old when middle school started. That's like when the bullying really picked up, and my dad went to prison for all 3 of my middle school years. So I didn't have that either to kind of go home to. I had fucking gangbangers fucking threatening to kill me and shit for no fucking reason.
Wow.
It was fucking nuts. It's funny though. It comes back to now where these same guys have asked me for features and shit, and I'm like, $100.
No shit.
Yeah.
The same
On
guys
God.
that were threatening your
On
life?
God. Yep.
No way.
Yep. Fucking crazy. But music just kind of got me out of it, and like it was a lot of Tupac, Lil Wayne, fucking Dizzy Wright, Hobson, people like that kind of made me feel a lot more like I wasn't the only way that I was. Mac Miller was a late addition to that too. A lot of those people just kind of helped me out through my life, and one song I really relate to when I was younger at the time was Fly Solo by Wiz Khalifa. I don't know if you guys know that song.
I think so.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Hey, careful with the lyrics. Don't want to get claimed.
That song was my shit when I was a kid, bro, and like it kind of just it kept me going, and I still listen to it to this day, bro. Like when I get into that little zone and remember like how far just like music got me, and like from deciding to write music and having shows and having people ask for my autograph and like all that shit. So ultimately when I start falling into that rabbit hole of depression and anxiety and everything, I just start writing again. If it comes out to it, I'll pull up a beat, but sometimes I just write to write. Just shit like that. So music, writing, shows, even like shows, all that confidence that kind of gets you going. After it, people coming up to talk to you. Oh, you're Gooty, right? Can I get your social? I want to listen to your music. I'm like, that's fucking cool. The fact that I've given out autographs after shows, it just boosts my confidence too. So like music just does it for me.
Kind of breaking out your shell.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, let me see. You said due to like
How
depression.
do you deal with depression and trauma?
Ooh, I mean, there's the same thing. I mean, just music. I mean, I remember, and like that's why it's perfect, because like how you said, like you had it from like a young age, right? Like just love for music, and that's where we all get our personal legend, no matter what, you know. So that's why for me, yeah, I had, parents divorced and everything, had to move around. Was homeless, and then just music was there. Lil Wayne, 2009, Lollipop. Like damn, I want girls. I want to be on stage with Lil Wayne. It just Akon, like all of them, and like that's why to this day, yeah, just always music, always on front of my iMac, in front of my computer, just doing music, and I could tell because when right when I'm about to sleep, and that's when I usually get paranoid. I think that's the only thing, like, I would say I really go against or, like, fight against is just paranoia. Like, I really get paranoid because I always felt like, like, damn, like, all these young artists be dying young. So, like, you never know. And so, but that's why it's also paranoia, but I also see life like that. Like, damn, now I can live life happy. Like, I haven't been depressed is because when, just read self-guidance, just read self-help. Just feel happy about, like, every single life. Every single day. That's why I live life 16 hours at a time. Like I just wake up and I don't think past bedtime, because what if I'm not here past bedtime? So I'm just up 16 hours and then sleep 8, so that's 24 hours. So I just, every day I wake up, like today, I'm all right. Got to do this interview, or this podcast, and then I'm just, what am I gonna do after? But then like I don't think past 5 p.m. I just don't think that far, because you never, you never know. You just never know, and that's why, for me, it's just doing music, and just that's what I wake up to. Like whenever I get a headache, and be like, oh damn, just do music. So for me, just music always. It's just like, it's a universal thing, and like it's just that vibe. Like I believe in the vibe. When I write, I'll be like, damn, how did I make this up? It didn't come from me. I like, like a rhyme or rhythm, or just like a verse. Like this didn't come from me. That's why I feel so good with it. Like, cause I've always had that personal legend. Like ever since like I was a kid, I knew I'm gonna be doing music big. So that's my strive.
Yeah. I like it. That's a good thesis, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's such a dope concept. Is the whole 5 p.m. thing? Is like, I don't look past that.
Yeah, because that's why I just don't think past. I don't think about tomorrow. I'll think about tomorrow when I'm there tomorrow, because it'll be present.
That's crazy, because I'm the exact opposite. I can't think past. I can't get over it without like, fuck, what am I gonna do next week?
Yeah.
I got my day off coming. What the fuck I'm gonna do? And then I start thinking about bills, and that's that rabbit hole I'm going into.
I used to think like that.
When you think like that, I'm barely getting out on the next step of like, I'm starting to get on this idea where when you think about tomorrow or the next year or whatever, it builds urgency, it builds anxiety. Yep. And and you can't wait till the next day, when in reality it
takes time away from the past doesn't exist because it happened, and the future will be the present. So why think of So
I completely agree. It's just the whole how do I get to that point is like the next step, and like I've come to realize how I am, and like my mentality and all this overthinking and everything. Yeah. It's just a matter of how do I get past it at this point. Mm-hmm. What's the part that's gonna help me?
Yeah.
I've just kept resorting to music for it.
Yeah, and that's why I would say too, just just self books, because who else? Who can help you? Who can help the way you think?
That's part of the reason why I started doing the New Music Fridays, just so it keeps my head busy.
That's awesome. Yeah, like you just gotta help yourself out, because no one else thinks the way you think. So you can stop that little voice. You can stop overthinking, but you just need it's a little time. You just gotta learn. Like
I think the way I move with my stuff is. Not reacting, but just thinking. Like I'll be like, I know it's so dumb.
No.
Remember the thing, guys.
No, you're right.
Like you're like, oh, I hate this day. I'm like, oh wait, and then I'll stop. I'm like, breathe. Why do I hate this right now? Question yourself, and what's making me unhappy.
I forgot something I read about that. It's like, don't be reactive, be
proactive.
Proactive. There you go. Yeah, that's it.
You tend to react real quick, like in situations where pressure is on you, and you tend to react. But you want to be proactive and think it through before you do it. Yeah. And sometimes and you're in high risk situations. Sometimes where you're like, oh shit, I need to think fast, and it's just I don't know. You it comes with experience.
Yeah, it does.
But no, go ahead, AG. Go ahead and tap in, man.
It's a heavy topic, dude. Depression, trauma.
I picked them very specifically to you guys. I know you guys all.
Depression, trauma. So a little bit about me. I got divorced in 2019, and I was married for 2 years.
Shout out that lawyer.
No, but yeah, dude. A lot of trauma. Not necessarily just that, but like also in my past too. Like there's. A lot of shit that's gone down, and I'm my biggest enemy at the end of the day. Like my heart, when things happen, we want to react instantly because of our emotions, and I had to learn, and it's also with like the self-help books and like being open to other people's mindsets, because those are the things that actually I'm like, oh wait, like. They're doing this and they're thinking like this. Maybe I should think like this, and maybe I should try that out. And what's it called? Yeah, like I'm my biggest enemy. My feelings, my emotions, and I can't say I've mastered it, but I've gotten a little better of, deciphering what's what and what's actually reality, what I'm actually feeling, and thinking more logically and less emotionally. And so like when I'm depressed, it's because I'm in an emotion. I'm like kind of wallowing in an emotion, and I'm like, I have to like stop, breathe, think, and
Be aware.
actually tell myself, what am I actually feeling? Is it actually really going on? And most of the time it's just me overthinking, dude. Just me like kind of fell into a rabbit hole and I'm like just stuck. And then I just start hating myself and just so many emotions start going back and forth, back and forth. And it isn't until you like actually stop and evaluate and figure out what's causing that.
Yeah, study yourself basically.
Yeah. And being able to know what, like, when something's actually wrong and when something's just like you think something's wrong, and
Check yourself.
checking
Yeah,
it
that's
exactly.
Check
And
yourself before you wreck you. Yeah.
it comes with books. Something that I've been doing a lot lately is on YouTube. My feed, it's like a bunch of professor seminars, and they're like these professors, and they're just talking about.
Pause it, AJ, real quick.
He said, "I do everything myself."
Go ahead though. You talking about seminars?
Seminars
Yeah.
and just professors talking about these things that are actually going on. And one of them that I just watched the other day, I watched like half of it, but he was talking about past traumas and like depression. And I don't want to like chop it up and like give you the wrong thing, but he was just saying that when a trauma happens, it creates like something you jump back to. So like for a couple years after I got divorced, like I was always jumping back to that pain, and I never grew within that 2 years. I just stayed the same because I kept jumping back to it. And when I take myself back to those memories, it basically, like, there's a chemical reaction in your brain that actually keeps you in that same spot. So you might look like you're growing, but you're literally still in the same spot 2 years ago. And it isn't until you start changing the way you think. I like the 16 hours a day, thinking 16 hours.
Yeah, and that's why I haven't released any songs about it, but I've been writing songs, like these rap songs about rapping about it, because I truly believe it. That's why. And like I think about my past, and like I've actually learned, I'm 20 years old, like I just thought, like, I just forgot about my past, and like, cuz it's like, why let it affect my future, my 20s, 30s. Oh, sorry, my 20s, 30s. So for me, like, that's why I've been learning. Just I loved it. I love the teenagers, whatever. But I gotta worry about now. I gotta worry about where I can lead my 21-year-old self to where I want to be by 25, by 30. So that's how, just live in the now. That's what I've been trying to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I got something to add.
Go ahead.
So so when it comes to reading books, I've been slacking on it. I live right next to a library, dog. Like I need to go get a library card. I know that. But I be that too. My cousin just kind of, he didn't really put me on because I already thought about it. But he told me about this one app where they charge hella cheap, and you can get like a free premium book with the subscription or whatever a month, some shit like that, along with the free like subscription based library. But I be treating albums like books and kind of studying music. J. Cole is the main one that I study. So like the Off Season,
I listened to
the Dreamville one. Every song that J. Cole was on, I kind of listened to what he was saying. Sacrifices was a huge one. KOD, 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Like when I tell people like I listen to music to study it, I literally listen to a song, hear what they're saying, and try to listen to what they mean by it. And the one he just dropped, the Off Season, the Punching the Clock. I love how that's literally just Damian Lillard explaining, if you put the work in, then it'll show no matter who sees it. And J. Cole, he's in that song talking about like all this shit I went through, and I'm still fucking working. Like I battle demons, I battle trauma, I battle even fucking wanting to get out of bed every day.
Yeah.
So, song Punching the Clock. I'm still fucking over here working. Back on top, punching the clock, clutching sanity. Back on top, he's still fucking on top of his shit. Punching the clock, getting to work, clutching sanity. Still holding on to his mind. Like, it's just, that's the first fucking line to his little verse he does in that song. And just simple shit like that just kind of like helps me fucking realize that you can go through it and still do your craft. And if you're going through it and you can't get out of that mindset, get that craft out of your head onto some fucking words. And KOD, that album taught me a lot about like, from a musical perspective and rapping. That song taught me like, you can be versatile. Impression I got from that album was everybody was telling J. Cole his music's boring, his music's for old people, all this shit. But he fucking took his fucking music style and mixed it with the new generation, like fast rapping, trap type beats. So like KOD, Motivate, the video for Motivate's fucking sick in itself. It's literally him impersonating a mumble rapper and like making his money and then falling off because he didn't keep pursuing what he was doing. He just got on top for a bit, got the money, spent all that money without working, and blew it. And that's his message to all these new age rappers saying he's boring. Like, I can do what you guys are doing and still be on top. What the fuck are you guys going to do a year from now? And that's where that overthinking comes into play too. But it's also planning. So what I told you last time in the interviews and songs and shows, I've kind of learned from listening to albums and kind of studying what rappers are saying and how they made it to where they are, that there's almost like a similar bridge that everybody takes, and you kind of need to put your everyday life into your work in order for your work to evolve, because it'll help you grow, it'll help your music grow, and it'll help your skill level grow. If you keep working at it, and no matter whatever position you're in, you're going to keep getting better. You're going to keep growing, and everything in your life is going to evolve. You just got to kind of keep putting in that work no matter what state of mind you're in that day. And that's putting that effort in studying something into studying music.
Yeah.
I get it, Gooty.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I like going on little spiels about like
You went
J. Cole
pretty,
and shit.
You went pretty deep with that. I don't know if you got sidetracked. I wasn't. No, but
Not
I
so much
respect
sidetrack.
it.
It's just, man, there's so much that I've kind of listened to in the past 15, 16 years when it comes to music. It's just hard to kind of get it all out in one.
Yeah. No.
Like, I got a question for y'all. What's one song y'all have heard from you when you guys being kids that you guys kind of grew up with, you guys still listen to and go back to nowadays?
My bad, Goody. I was trying to wrap up the show a little bit just because we're getting to the hour mark, and yeah.
Oh, boo.
He did this last time.
Well, it's just the way it is, bro.
We can talk about it off camera.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Goody. Do you like that?
Good.
But you know, I structured it a certain way. But no, I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate Goody. Fucking always ready to say something.
Always.
And then my boy Seven Figures with amazing
Alright.
energy.
Alright.
And then AG coming in clutch to bless us with the fucking some
Thank you
real.
for having
We all
me.
fucking.
Last minute. It was yeah, thanks for calling me last minute. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I love you guys all. You guys are fucking awesome. Great fucking minds. And we're probably gonna talk some fucking more. Any promotions for anything? AJ, you start.
Those promotions. Honestly, I haven't dropped music in a long time. I don't know when I'm gonna drop
SMH.
music next. But I am working. Just know that I am working, and I have a few. I'm working.
Hell
That's
yeah.
all I got.
Well, you just dropped the little music video for the.
Oh yeah, for one of my old. It's not an old song. I made it like a
Last
year and a
year.
half last year, and I just made a music video for it.
Link in bio.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it.
Fire.
Go ahead, promote.
Go ahead and go check out my catalog. I'm available everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Pandora, anything you think of my music is, just look up Gooty. Check out the tape Mute, and then got my new music Fridays. Every Friday, gonna be dropping a new one this week. And then I got the album I'm working on, Not a Rapper, coming around Christmas time.
See. Alright, I'm Seven Figures. I mean, I got songs dropping every 3-4 weeks. I mean, I'm just trying to get at it, and that's just me.
Yeah, I'll have all their information in the description.
I'm like, where do I live?
Yeah, don't worry about that one. That one's just live. Anyway, you guys are fucking awesome. Great fucking energy, and I was so afraid that one of us was gonna go blank or just not carry a conversation. Anyway, that's it, guys. We out of here.
Yep.
I mean, that pussy mine tonight. Didn't have my heart broken a couple of times. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Can't fuck with bitches who do guys. Oh, no. Expensive lesbians, catch me Dubai. Can't reach my level, don't try. Cause the rope now like a boy, man. All the good vibes in my head gotta pay rent. I remember when they said it